All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And I'm going to go ahead and start off reading Hebrews 12 and 7. If you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Yeah, so this is a lesson just particularly if you're going through your tribulations. I might name this lesson understand your tribulations. All right, or understand your tribulation. All right, because at the end of the day, it's nothing to bring you down. You know, the Lord is doing something to you to either humble you in a way or whatnot, or make you realize something about yourself that you have not been peeping out. And through the chastisement and through the tribulation that you're going through, you need to ask the Lord these questions and ask the Lord, you know, why he's bringing you through this, and he will answer. He will tell you. He will tell you why and what is going on through experience, and which will gain you the wisdom, and you will better know yourself. So again, it says Hebrews 12 and 7, if ye endure chastening. All right, so let's get the word chastening, or chastening. Paideia in the Greek, it says the whole training and education of of children. That's right. Where in this case, children would be sons. Okay, so it says the whole training and education of sons. So, like the script says, literally, you know, if he, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So, chastening goes back to chastising a son. Okay, at the end of the day, the Lord puts his men through the tribulations, or day by day, month by month, or week by week, month by month, year by year. He puts us through these training processes and these educations. Education means to bring out. And what he's trying to bring out of you is yourself. You get to know yourself better while you're in this truth. And you get to be more acclimated and in tune with oneself, you could say, through the chastisement of the Lord. And you can view what you need to work on and filter yourself through the scripts, so you can be more like Yahweh Shai on a day-to-day basis. You see, you can't be no nigga and then say you like Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai wasn't that. All right? We strive for the mastery, and we strive for the perfection. And how do we get there? By the training and the education that the Lord gives us through chastisement and through tribulation that he puts us through. It says, which relates to the cultivation. Now you go into the word cultivate. It's in that's a agricultural type word. It's a word it's a thing that's used in farming. All right, when you cultivate something, you cultivate the land. You make things grow pretty much. All right, it says which are established things. So it says which relates to the cultivation of mind and morals. Exactly. So the training and the education that comes with the chastisement and tribulations that the Lord puts you through cultivates your mind and sets foundations and basic morals within your inner self that you should abide and follow. Okay? And those are the morals that will keep you on the correct path. You see? And once you fall off, that's when your tribulation and chastisement comes, and the Lord shows you where you're going wrong at. All right? It says, and employs for this purpose now commands and admonishes. Salakia, commands and admonitions. Okay? It says, now reproof and punishment. You see? A correction, and you may get a consequence for the actions that you've been conducting yourself in through the tribulation or through the reproof that the Lord is giving you, which is the chastisement or the chastening. All right? It says, it also includes the training and care of the body. You see? It says, entry 2, whatever in adults also cultivates the soul, especially by correcting mistakes and curbing passions. That brings me to a precept. Correcting mistakes and curving. Curve or swerve. All right, next. It says curbing. All right, so putting things to the side. Let me get 2 Peter, I want to say. 2 Peter chapter 1, or maybe 1 Peter. No, 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 1 and 6, I'm going to jump to the point. It says, into knowledge, temperance, into temperance, patience, into patience, godliness. And the word I want to focus on is this word temperance. Okay? This word temperance in the Greek is enkrataa. Let's see what Esau says.
Strong's G 1466.
Ekratia. And it means self-control. All right? It says the virtue of one who masters his desires and passions. Okay? Let's go back. So it says, whatever in adults also cultivates the soul, especially by correcting mistakes and curbing passions. So in another way, having a level of temperance. So through the chastisement and through your tribulations, whatever you're going through, you may be in a low estate and wondering why the Lord is putting you through this. You wondering why the Lord is putting you through this is a good stepping stone. But just humble yourself down a little and ask the Lord in the most humble way, can you open my eyes to see why I'm going through this? Not, why are you doing this to me? Don't be like that, all right? So he's doing these things to better perfect you in your spirit. And I'm going to get to that later on in this chapter. There's one verse I want to read, okay? So it says, whatever in adults also cultivates the soul, especially by correcting mistakes. Exactly. There comes the reproof, or that's the chastisement or the tribulation that you go through that corrects you and puts you back on track to do the right thing and makes you realize you may have been doing wrong. Not may have, you were doing wrong. Okay? It says instruction, I know the Deacon Barzal loves to use this word. It means or inside, and instruction means structure. So you're structured from in the inside, which is your spirit is structured in an order. It says which aims at increasing virtue. All right. So let's go back to 2 Peter. All right. And let's go up to verse 5. It says, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, into virtue knowledge. Let's get the word virtue, since that's what we read in that definition. Arita, all right, and it means virtuous course of thought, feeling, and action, or moral goodness. That's a good one. Or moral excellence, and as modesty and purity. Okay, so right here it says increasing what? Your moral goodness. All right, the virtue, your moral goodness, or your moral excellency, or your modesty, or your purity. Okay, these are the reasons why the Lord puts you through things. All right, to better purify yourself, to be more of a chaste individual, like it speaks of when you read I think Titus the 2nd chapter, when it tells a woman to be chaste or chaste, however you pronounce that. Let's see, Titus 2, because Titus 2, when it speaks about the aged woman, it is us too. Yeah, right there, Titus 2 and 5, and that's chaste, which is hagnos, and it means exciting reverence. All right, meaning what? Reverence of respect and fear of, invulnerability or vulnerable, sacred, pure. You see, purity, chaste. All right, so increasing you being chaste, moral goodness, excellency, and your purity. Okay, let's go back. So again, it says Hebrews 12 and 7, if ye endure chastening. It's again, if. Paul loved to use the word if, because it's always, you have to do something to gain something. All right, simple. In order for you to gain this perfection, you have to go through your chastisement and your corrections on a day-to-day basis. Straight up. You can't be no Allen Iverson in the truth. Practice. I'm a franchise player. No, nigga, the Lord will sit your ass on the bench if you don't practice. Straight up. So Hebrews 12 and 7, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So I want to skip down to verse 10. It says, for they verily for a few days chastening us after their own pleasure. Now, this is the point. But he for our profit. So when you're going through your day-to-day tribulations, or you may be going through a streak where you're just in a low state, mentally, morally, psychologically, whatever you want to say, physically, the Lord's just putting you through the ringer. He's doing it for your profit. He's doing it to make you stronger. But you're only going to get stronger if you endure the chastening by him, the correction by him. All right? You may have a brother cursing your ass out in the spirit, but you have to endure that because it's for your good. It's for your profit. Okay? I'm going to get the word profit and, I'm going to close it. I don't want to make this too long. It says some Pharaoh, and it means to bring together. All right? When he's putting you through this, he's doing this to mold you and put you together, put the pieces of the puzzle together in your spirit to become one whole pure individual. All right? So it says, again, for they verily for a few days chastening us with their own pleasure, but he, the Most High, for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. All right? So at the end of the day, the reason why you're going through your tribulation and your chastisement and your low moments and all these things is because he wants you to be a partaker of his holiness. He wants you to be perfect, like it speaks of in Matthew 5:48. As my Father is in heaven is perfect. You see? All right? So Lord willing, that was edifying, and Lord willing, that was encouraging to pick your head up whenever you're going through your low point. All right? Put a smile on when everybody wants to frown. Have joyfulness when everyone wants sorrow, or when your world around you is crashing down. All right? Know that the Lord is putting you through this for your profit and your gain. All right? So call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. One more time, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for letting us go through the tribulations and him keeping us in the spirit and him staying with us. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 First Fruit. Brother Kasha Quality from the GMS Atlanta Church. Until next time, I want to say shalom.